This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yo, what's going on, guys? I am Sam. I hope you are doing well. If you're excited for this video, drop a like down below and of course hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. Recently, I made a decision that I didn't think I would make at any point in 2019, and that was to switch from the iPhone XS, which cost $999 here in the US, to the iPhone XR. Base model starts at $749. So you save $250 if you get this one over this one. And on paper, you'll say, oh, well, this has an OLED display that looks a lot crisper, especially when it comes to black levels. It's got a slightly smaller display, but that makes it easier to hold. You get a second camera on the back. It comes in gold. It's made of stainless steel. So I want to walk you through it and address those on the XR. I want to talk about the dual camera. I want to talk about the screen, and I want to talk about overall feel in the hand. Like, are those differences that big? And in the past 3 weeks, well, I thought I would say yes, there's no way I could ever switch to the XR when I have the iPhone XS. I don't agree with that anymore. I honestly could be entirely happy using this phone without really any desire to go up to $1,000. And I wanted to highlight that you should not just write the XR off because it's not listed as the best phone out there. Apple's, I think, priced this at a really good price point. I know $750 is still a lot of money, but here's why that's worth it for me. So let's walk through these pain points, right? First reason I switched back to the iPhone XS after first trying the iPhone XR was the screen. And I think that's honestly because I didn't use the XR for long enough. I think I used it for like 6 or 7 days. And I'm not gonna lie, when I switched from the XS to the XR again, this most recent time around, for the first 6 or 7 days, I was like, the screen is just slightly too big. My thumb cannot fit all the way up in the top left corner with one hand like it can on the iPhone XS. And it was annoying to get used to for sure. But in that second week, that's when like something flipped in my head where I said, oh, but I can actually see more on the screen at once, and I kind of like that. I actually like being able to see more tweets at once, look at more email headers. Or if you're watching a video on Skillshare, for example, you get a larger viewing area for content. So if you want to learn something new, a new skill, how to cook, how to code, how to make YouTube videos, or how to learn anything else, you can do that on Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, or anything else you want to learn. I promise, if you guys sign up, you're going to learn something new on this platform. I've been learning how to play guitar still, as you guys can see in the back. I've got my handy dandy guitar. I've been playing for a few months now, and it was through Skillshare that I learned how to make the strings not sound bad anymore. And a lot of the time, these platforms can be really pricey. You can get an annual Skillshare membership for less than $10 a month. And if you've never tried Skillshare before, you absolutely need to do that right now. Check out my link down below. The first 500 of you, that was the worst 500 ever, get 2 months free on Skillshare. That is an opportunity you can't pass up. It is absolutely 100% free for 2 months, and you can start learning literally anything you want. So go ahead and check them out, show them some love. They've been an incredible sponsor, and I personally really enjoy working with them. So now let's keep talking about the iPhone XR. Another big reason I said, no, I don't want to use the iPhone XR because I know for a fact I get a better screen with the iPhone XS. OLED, the black levels on the iPhone XS, and to me, the overall color saturation, I just dropped my phone, so it's probably about the same now. And when the two phones are right next to each other, I can definitely tell, yes, the iPhone XS has a better screen, but when I'm just looking at the XR, I can't tell. When I'm looking at this right here, I can't look at this and say, oh yeah, this is an LCD screen for sure. I mean, if you look really closely at the black levels, if you turn the brightness up, then you'll be able to tell. But again, it's one of those things where unless it's compared, you won't notice it. You're not going to notice that there's something better until you're given that comparison. Next up, dual cameras. The iPhone XR has a single camera. The iPhone XS has dual cameras. That was also something that I said, well, of course, I want the most premium features here. I want to get that enhanced portrait mode that can take pictures of people and objects. And then I realized, well, the last time I actually used portrait mode was probably a month or two ago because I'm not taking a ton of portrait photos, at least on my iPhone XS. So I gave this a shot, and once again, I'm blown away. Like, the camera quality, the physical specs of the camera are 1-to-1 with the iPhone XS. The dynamic range, that auto HDR that is hallmark to these devices, that is so incredible and mind-blowing, you get that on the XR, and I will not tell you guys that I missed the second lens because honestly I didn't. Even when I was traveling, when I was going and doing touristy stuff in a city, never did I say, wow, I really wish I had that second camera. It wasn't even though that I learned to adapt to not having it. It was just that I knew I didn't have a second camera and I didn't think about it. So I took normal photos and I was really happy and honestly impressed with how they turn out. It's, again, very easy to write this off that You're getting the same camera on both, but one has a second camera, so that makes the camera better. When it doesn't, you're getting the same specs and the same insane camera that continues to blow me away on both phones. And then we get to feel in the hand, you know? You get to hold it. Yes, it's a little bit bigger. Yes, it feels larger in your pocket. And yeah, I still can't reach the top left-hand corner, but I've gotten used to that. And again, unless I have the iPhone XS, when I'm touching this phone, I'm like, wow, yes, it feels better. Wow, I can see the screen is better. Dang, that camera on the back does look really dope. Wow, I can feel it's stainless steel versus aluminum. But it's not that the XS just has better stuff than the XR, and the XR is fine in its current state. It's that the XR also has something that the iPhone XS and even the iPhone XS Max, that 6.5-inch OLED behemoth, can't even compare with. And that is battery life. Because this has an LCD screen, but a really large battery inside, the power consumption is incredibly low. I've never had a situation ever with the iPhone XR where this phone has run out of battery before the end of the day. Not when I first used it, not later after the battery had degraded a little bit, not in the 3 weeks I've been using it since. This phone has the best battery life on any iPhone Apple's ever made, and I don't think that they have published that enough. Again, on paper, Apple doesn't really show you how much better the battery is. They have like different talk time and web browsing and video playback numbers, but you can't really experience that until you have the phone in your hand, you've used it all day long, and you realize that at the end of the day, at midnight, at 1 a.m. when I usually hit the hay and go to bed, I still have 15 or 20 or 25 or 30% depending on my usage. But again, never have I run into a case where this phone's died on me. The iPhone XS I can't say that about. This phone has died on me a few times even though it's so new, which is frustrating for me. I paid so much money for this phone, and already I don't know if the iOS update tweaked the battery life or something changed or the battery just degraded a little bit, but it's just not what I was getting initially, and that's really frustrating. Now, something to point out here is that my iPhone XS does have 97% max capacity, while the XR still is at 100, but either way, the iPhone XR still has a larger battery, and even when they were new, I still got 2 or 3 extra hours of battery life minimum on the iPhone XR each day. So I want to hear your thoughts on this down below. Do you think the iPhone XS is still worth it? Because for me, I think the XR is a good phone, and I just wanted to reiterate that because we're about halfway through the iPhone cycle. It's still a pretty good time to buy an iPhone, and I wanted to put something fresh out there, just, you know, making you feel good if you're looking at a XR, because it is a good phone, and I think that you're going to be totally blown away with it. I don't think you're going to look at this and say, oh, this is like the worst iPhone that came out this year. Nobody's going to say that. That's all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if it helped you out. Hit subscribe for more, or if you learned something new, and I will catch all of you in my next video.